Ever wondered who's behind the diagnosis when your dog's blood work comes back puzzling, or when a new or rare wildlife disease pops up in your feed? I just came from the annual meeting of American College of Veterinary Pathologists, and I'm pulling back the curtain on what veterinary pathologists really do. I'm Dr. Alex Żuraw, and I just gave a talk about AI in veterinary pathology. But in this video, I want to tell you, what do veterinary pathologists actually do? What is veterinary pathology? Pathology is the study of disease, and veterinary pathology is the study of animal disease. It's understanding its causes, mechanisms, and effects. And there are a couple of branches of veterinary pathology. And there are two main types of veterinary pathologists. Anatomic pathologists, this is what I do. These are those who look at tissue under the microscope. And clinical pathologists, these are the pathologists who analyze clinical data and look at cells under the microscope. So how do you become a veterinary pathologist? You need to be a veterinarian, and then you need to specialize in pathology. That means you need to have specialized training and then take a board certification exam. The exam I took was by the American College of Veterinary Pathologists, and then you can work in different settings. You basically diagnose disease based on tissue, and it can be in a diagnostic lab for companion animals, it can be a government diagnostic lab, it can be regulatory agencies, wildlife or zoo setups, or industry, the pharmaceutical industry. This is what I do. It's called toxicologic pathology, and I evaluate animal tissues from studies supporting drug development. So what do veterinary pathologists actually do? What does a day in a pathologist's life look like? So anatomic pathologists take care of animal necropsies, they evaluate tissue grossly, and then they do microscopic evaluation of tissue. That can be tissue biopsies from companion animals or farm animals, or tissue resections from animals used for academic or industry research. Clinical pathologists look at the blood test results, other bodily fluid results. They look at blood smears, and they also look at cytology samples, and they interpret this data either in a diagnostic or in a research or study context. So there are kind of three main areas where veterinary pathologists can work in terms of what they actually do. So when they diagnose disease, for example, from companion or farm animals, they work in the diagnostic area. Then they can work in the industry to support the development of medicines or agrochemicals. And often, if they work in academia, they also contribute to teaching and educating new veterinary pathologist candidates. Okay, interesting. But why does the work of a veterinary pathologist matter? In the diagnostic context, it helps ensure correct diagnosis and subsequently correct treatment of the diseases of your animals or of farm animals, or maybe there is a wildlife disease outbreak. So based on the veterinary pathologist diagnosis, then either treatment or prevention is being based. This safeguards food production, wildlife conservation, and also zoonotic disease surveillance. This work also contributes to safe medications, safe vaccines, and animal welfare, novel pathogens, and all the diseases that span species. So in terms of diseases that can be transmitted to humans from animals, this is zoonotic diseases, but there are also other cross-species diseases, and this is what veterinary pathologists study. So in my case, as a toxicologic pathologist, I mostly contribute to the development of medicines and agrochemicals. I make sure that if there is any indication coming from the animal tissue that a compound can be harmful, I report it, I recognize it, and I report it in my report. And this information later goes into the documentation necessary to justify further investigation of this substance in humans. So if the investigated compound is too harmful, it's not going to move further in so-called drug development pipeline. So how does someone become a veterinary pathologist? Well, you need to be a veterinarian first, then you study some more, you get specialized, you do your residency. It's usually a 4-year program at an accredited institution. After you fulfilled all the requirements necessary to sit an exam, the board certification by the American or European College of Veterinary Pathologists. And in this exam, you are being evaluated for your diagnostic logic, microscopic evaluation skills, understanding of disease, and the pathogenesis of different diseases, and also some research reasoning. But you don't stop after passing the exam. This is just the beginning of your career. You need to continue learning because the diseases evolve, the technology evolves, new methods are emerging, and you want to stay on top of that. So why did I choose this specialty out of all the veterinary specialties? Partially based on interest, partially based on the quality of life that it gives me, and also by the constant novelty that I'm exposed to in my work, because I evaluate slides, I evaluate tissues from studies on many different compounds. You never know what you can expect, and the study of disease was always super interesting to me. And then at some point I started diving deeper into so-called digital pathology, and digital pathology is basically making the analog glass slides digital and available for evaluation on a computer screen. And when that became possible for me, I was able to work remotely and have a fantastic work-life balance, which became super important when I had kids. And also in my particular case, I come from Poland and I still have family in Poland, and I'm able to spend extended amount of time there, take my kids there and spend time with my family without discontinuing my work, because my work is digital, so I can take it with me. So digital pathology made veterinary pathology even more interesting for me. So even if you don't see the pathologist who's contributing to the diagnostic evaluation of your animal, this evaluation is often critical for further steps in their care. And if you want to learn more about my motivation for becoming a veterinary pathologist, I just was a guest on the ACVP podcast, American College of Veterinary Pathologists podcast, and this episode is gonna go in parallel on the ACVP podcast and on my podcast, the Digital Pathology podcast. So check it out here. And if you want to learn more about digital pathology, I have a special resource for you, Digital Pathology 101, a book I wrote for anybody who's interested in starting or continuing your journey in digital pathology, and you can download through the link below. Thank you so much for staying till the end, and I talk to you in the next episode.